Good morning, everyone. This is Trucker Ray, getting gray again. Haven't had a chance to shave for a little bit. My apologies. Currently, we're in Calgary right now, and I'm in a rental truck, a Maxim rental truck, and I have been asked by the company that I'm now going to be working for to bring this truck to Winnipeg, or actually pick up a trailer in Regina and bring it to Winnipeg, and then from there I get checked into a hotel. And I might as well tell you guys who I'm going to be with now. The company is called Teams, and I know the acronym stands for something. I just haven't figured it out yet. Maybe they have it on here. Transport, Ease, and Management Services. There you go, our service. My friend Devin happens to work there, and he really strongly recommended them. And I know for a fact that they don't slip seat the trucks, which is a good thing, because that was a huge issue with me with the last company. And you know, it kind of makes me sad that I had to move on, because I really did like J&R Hall. They were good people there, just a friendly bunch, and they kept me busy. The paychecks were really good, and I hope things continue with Teams. I really do. So far, the people I have talked to here, I got him a ride with a gentleman. His name was Ty. His nickname is Tiger. Really nice Korean gentleman. Had a nice chat with him for 11 hours from Abbotsford, or should I say from Delta all the way here to Calgary. Yeah, it was a good talk. Now, the truck I'm in is an International LT, and this thing here is very cramped. This is not something I would want to be driving. It doesn't give you a whole lot of room in here. As you can see, that bunk comes down. If I can just get the lights to come on here. When that bunk comes down, you're literally going to be banging your head on it if you even try sitting in your bunk. And I've just got a temporary sleeping bag on that right now. But yeah, this is definitely the smaller version. That I think the other truck I'm going to be driving is the ceiling part of it's a lot higher. But it's definitely a different truck. The turning radius on these things are so different, and I'm glad. I have to go for my test drive on probably Tuesday, and I'm just very grateful that I'm going to have at least a whole day and a little over a day just driving, having to learn how these trucks maneuver and everything. I've already noticed just by turning the steering wheel, and the steering radius is way different than the Freightliners. So much tighter to get around corners and to back into certain areas. Just got to get used to it. That's all. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. It's a very gloomy day today. Lots of fog, lots of rain. Springtime in Calgary for you. So the objective today is to get to Winnipeg as close as I can, maybe Headingley. Who knows, I might get further, I don't really know. Probably won't get there until the morning, but it'll be the probably just before noon Winnipeg time, and then I'll check myself into a hotel. And then we go from there. Things can be very stressful when it comes to starting a new job, because you go through orientation for a couple days and you don't get paid for several weeks because that's just the way things work. I may get a little bit of a tiny paycheck at the end of the month, I don't know, but that's the negatives. And for people that think that we jump company to company, that's not it at all. I am trying to find a company I can say is home and I can retire with. I don't have time to be running around and doing all these different applications and going to all these orientations. I don't want to do that. I want to find a company I can say, this is home and this is where I'm going to stay. And I'm really hoping that this is the place. But you guys will know. You'll get the inside scoop every single day. All right, I'm gonna run around and do a pre-trip on this truck and get out of here. Don't have my hammer. It's in the in my trunk of my car. In Medicine Hat, and just when you think winter is over, gives you a little bit more. It might be over on the west coast, not on the prairies, and there's quite a bit of ice stuck to my mirrors here and the antennas. So still got to be careful out there. It's still 0 degrees there. And usually if you've got ice on your mirrors, a lot of the time that means you got a little bit on the ground too, so to be extra careful, be on the safe side. My friends, I am checked in at a Canada Inn hotel because I'm doing orientation, starting orientation tomorrow. I actually went on my road test today, and the gentleman that road tested me, name is James, really nice guy. I guess he's part of safety. Said I did very, very well. Didn't do a thing wrong, and I'm thankful to God, because sometimes you get a little bit nervous. But he seemed like a really nice guy, so I didn't have any issues. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's a very interesting place. I noticed that it has a little area where you can sit and watch TV. It's got a little TV room in here, which is kind of cute. I'm not sure why they would have that, because they also have a TV in here. But this is very interesting. It's a nice queen size bed. It looks very comfortable. But look what the window looks out at. The window looks down into the restaurant. And what's really cool here is that, as you can see in the distance over there, I believe there's a restaurant or a buffet over there. And one thing that's very, very classy about what Teams is doing is that $40, I get $40 a day for meals. That go towards, I can do breakfast and then I can do dinner in the buffet, which is really seems nice. So looking forward to trying that out later on. But in the meantime, I have to be up at 6 o'clock. I have to be there at 6:30 in the morning my time, so I'm gonna have to get some early rest, but not yet. I'm gonna walk around a little bit and see what's at this is like a tiny little mall here, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what's actually here. It's funny, I thought I came to that door earlier. I'm disoriented, I don't know where I am. That's not a bad looking place here. They got a little of everything in here. They got a casino, of course, so everyone can spend their money. Not for me, though. I'm not into casinos, never have been, never will. I'm guessing you have to pay to get in. This is a tavern, I guess. Yeah. Oh well. They have a nice buffet tonight. Maybe they'll have roast beef or something. I'm looking forward to having a nice meal. I haven't been eating a whole lot of decent meals for the last couple days, so I'm looking forward to a nice home-cooked meal. Good morning. Just on my way out to the lobby. Have a cab that's supposed to be here about 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock my time, so I can be on my way to orientation. I love getting up this early. Winter is still here. No, I guess it's not too bad. I guess most people that live in Winnipeg probably think I'm a wimp. Oh, there's my cab. No, that is not my cab. I'm waiting for Unicity. Looks comfy, huh? No, that wasn't my cab. So I'm just going to wait inside where it's a little bit warmer until my cab shows up. Well, I just made it back to the hotel after a day of orientation and a lot of information for a single day. Load securement, hours of service, more or less the stuff that I already know, but I guess it's a formality with the company to make sure their drivers know all of this stuff. And of course, did really well. And I mean, of course, is because if you don't do well, you're not really paying attention to your job, because this is something after a certain amount of years you should know this stuff. But so I'm not patting myself on the back or trying to be arrogant or anything. If I don't know this stuff, there's a problem. I should be driving a taxi cab or something. So you have to know this stuff. So I had a chance to meet a few other people, and I'm still getting used to names, and just a nice group of people that work over there at Teams. And again, made it back over here to the hotel, and went downstairs and had I guess their buffet today was turkey, so I'm kind of cheating on my diet a little bit this weekend, but getting some good home cooked food, and it's good stuff. So what's on the agenda for tomorrow? Well, we've got a little bit of stuff to do. We got to finish up with the dangerous goods, and I hate doing dangerous goods because sometimes they can just be so boring. But again, you have to do it, right? So dangerous goods, and then I do believe I'm doing my drug test tomorrow. I'll do my criminal record check, and then after that I'm making my way back to the hotel for a final stay here, and then I guess I'll probably find out what truck I'm getting tomorrow, and then I'm going to ask to go check it and make sure everything is fine in it, and that there's nothing broken, and no codes are on it. Just want to double check and make sure everything's fine. And then from there, make my way back here, and then I guess they're going to give me a load to Vancouver, and so I can get the stuff out of my car and turn my new truck into my home. Well, my friends, we are finally ready to go. Orientation is all complete. I'm over here at the yard, the team's drop yard, or the team's yard. yeah, they've given me my truck, and it's in pretty good condition. And I'll tell you a little story about it, which is really, really funny. When I was driving here with Tiger, really nice gentleman, I noticed that his bunk and his sleeper was a permanent bunk. You can't lift them up. And I was thinking to myself, I like the open concept. I've always liked taking the bunk and putting it halfway up and then using it for a little bit of storage. So I get into this truck and it doesn't have a top bunk. Someone had it removed, probably because they're banging their head on it, because you can see little bits of styrofoam everywhere where he had duct taped, because the way they designed this truck, you can clearly hit your head if you're not careful. Right in this spot right here, he had styrofoam duct taped up here, but it looked terrible. It really did, so I had to take it off. But you can obviously tell, if you're not careful, you can really bang your head on this. So let me show you around the truck. We'll start with our instrument panel, and as you can see, we have a different satellite system. It is pretty well the same system we had with J&R Hull, but it's the updated one. I had the older one. The instrument panel here is well, I guess you would say it's average. You can do a parked regen, you can inhibit a regen, which is really cool. You can adjust the heat and everything from the back of the bunk. It's got your lighting, of course, and I'm not sure what this off-road thing is. I'm gonna have to ask some. Oh, that's traction control, that's what that is. And of course your diff lock and everything else. The one thing that I really like about this truck, and I'll show you, this instrument panel, pretty well, it has all your gauges up here, which is really, really nice. And of course, it's got the one gauge over here, your temperature gauge, I guess, for your axles. But if you switch over here on your gauges, it will give me my weight on my drives. Now, isn't that amazing? I really love that, because when you are stuck in a situation where you don't have access to a scale, it has happened before, you just never know. At least that way you're going to be able to tell, because most of your weight generally will be on your drives, so you'll be able to at least know whether or not you're overweight or not. So that's it would be nice if they had something like that for the for the trailer, but yeah, maybe one day they'll have that. So I'll show you around the rest of the truck. As you can see, it's relatively roomy in here. They did a really nice job detailing the truck, the company. There's lots of storage in here. Spot right in here for your CB radio, which I like, because you can also remove this too, and I can put my VHF radio in there if I want to. So if I want to use it, I can just open it up. Lots of storage up here. My baby Chelsea's picture is going to go over here, which is really nice. You can even get stuff in there. Storage in here, storage there, storage up top. Then of course we move into a sleeper, and there's a whole bunch of storage up here. And of course, this is probably where I'll put my laptop. Maybe I'll put the microwave up here, I'm not sure. And of course, you open this up, there's even more storage in here. A lot of storage. And because they took the top bunk down, as you can see, and I'm gonna turn this lighting on here. Because they took the top bunk off, you have got a whole bunch of space here. Lots of space here, open concept, I like it. There's storage here, there's storage here, there's even more storage here again. There's a ton of storage in this truck. And of course, this is where either I will put, more than likely my microwave is gonna go here. And it has a nice big drawer here. This swing out table here is a lot bigger than the other one I had, which is really, really nice. I use this to put my laptop on when I'm working on my videos. And what we all need is a fridge. And I would say it's probably roughly a little bit bigger than the one I had in the Freightliner. Not much, but I do have a cooler, and I'll probably have that cooler. Sorry, if I can just figure out how to close this thing. There we go. I'll probably have my cooler, if it'll fit, under here. I don't think it'll go under there, though. I think it's too high. And if that's the case, then I will figure another way. I'll figure something else with my cooler. I don't know, maybe I'll put it on one of these, or I'll simply just put it in front here. But overall, it's not a bad looking sleeper. It's got tons of room in here, which is exactly what you need. Because when I was in the other gentleman's truck and I seen the sleeper that was in here, and it was right up here, it was permanently mounted, but I guess the guy before me decided he didn't like it, because if the sleeper was down, it's like you literally could bang your head into it if you walked in, if you didn't know, you know, you're disoriented in the morning or whatever, you could bang your head into it. So I guess he had it taken out. So, and of course, one really nice feature on this truck is I'm testing it right now. Yeah, and there is heat coming out, which is good. It's got electric APU unit on it, and it has this nice little feature on it, which I was really wishing to have on the other truck I had before, this one. It has the auto start feature. And what that does is that the electric APU in the back, or should I say on the side of the truck, has batteries, and it will run pretty well everything that you need in your truck. And when the battery gets a little bit low, the auto start feature kicks in and it'll fire up the engine, and it'll actually charge the batteries until the batteries are good, and then it'll shut the truck off again, which I think is really cool. And I think the first time it actually does that while I'm sleeping, I'm going to get a little bit of a rush, because it'll feel like someone's taking the truck when it starts up. All right, so let's show you the outside. Yeah, it's actually not a bad looking truck. It's quite sharp. I guess there was some damage that was done to it before I got it, and it ended up over at Maxim, and they replaced the hood. Looks like they replaced the lights. The headlights are all brand new, which I really like, because sometimes these lights can get a little bit, the glass or the plexiglass will get a little bit fogged up and just scratched from road grime and everything else. And this is the APU unit I was telling you about, which is really cool. It's using up one of the jockey box areas, but that's okay. The jockey box on the other side is quite deep. Another thing I really like too is the CB antennas are on the back of the truck. They're actually on the back. So they're real CB antennas. They're not the ones in the roof of the truck, which the Freightliner had, which you couldn't hear anybody after not even 100 feet. The truck would be gone and you wouldn't hear the person anymore. So that's a nice feature. And I'm just running the heat right now, as you can hear. Tires got reasonably good tread on them. But overall, it's a comfortable truck to drive. I have noticed that the turning radius on it is really nice. It's super nice. And I think these are 120 gallon tanks. So that's good. So you got 240 gallons you can put in here, which will take you a good distance. The one other thing I really like about this truck is that the windows in this truck, the side windows, they're really big. They're twice the size of the Freightliner windows. And there's one thing that I always like, and that is lots of light. And it's got the windows on the top, on both sides. But the side windows, really love the fact that they're really nice and big. And when the sun is shining in the morning, you can take your blinds down and just let the sun shine through. I don't know how see-through they are, how tinted they are at night. Well, tonight I'm gonna have to turn some lights on here and just take a look and see whether or not you can see much. If not, it's got the little things that can hang over it. There's just a little piece of Velcro. It sits on the top. So, but overall, so far, the truck looks like it's pretty good. And there's one other feature that I love. I absolutely love, that I've never had this in a truck, and it's how amazing and comfortable this is going to be. Because I have my TV. I got a 32-inch TV, and I'm probably going to end up putting it somewhere up here I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, but it's kind of a pain in the butt when you want to sit down on your bed and you're like, oh, you know, I have to lay down to watch TV. So all you really have to do is you hit this little lever and you got captain's seat. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? You can actually sit here like so and relax just like this. Yeah, I could get used to liking this. It's very, very nice because there's nowhere else you can really sit unless it's on your bed. So by being able to sit like this, or you can even sit like so, and I can have a program if I'm watching a snooker match or something, and I can just sit here and relax. Nice little feature, huh? Well, my friends, I am out here in Delta, and I have finally set up my truck, and it's been a bit of a long process because coming out of a Freightliner, you kind of know where you're going to put everything, because I went from another Freightliner to a Freightliner when I was with J&R Hall, but now I go from a Freightliner to an International, and the storage and everything is completely different, and the setup is completely different. But I have found one thing, that I'm a lot less cluttered. Before, on the Freightliner, I had the bunk on the top and I had a lot of stuff on top. There's so much storage in this truck that I don't have to worry about a bunk on the top, and I have the nice storage underneath the bed, which is really, really convenient. So we're kind of all set up here, and I've found a great place to mount my TV, which is right behind me here, and it's kind of cool because it's right on this wall here. And as you can see, I've got it suspended with bungee cords, and the reason why I have that is because I think if you had a permanent mount, your TV's always shaking when you hit the bumps. So every time I hit a bump, it just goes boing, 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 boing. You don't even hear it. You don't even notice it's even back there. And it's a nice TV, because when I turn my captain chair around, I can sit there and relax and watch a game or watch a show. And yeah, so it's kind of cool. And there's just a lot of storage here. Just so much storage, and there's storage here, and there's storage there, and up here, and down here, right here. You can open this, but you can't see that right now. So we're all set, we're all ready to go. We're waiting to get clearance for a load that I have. The trailer that I have is not with me at the moment. I have it parked somewhere with the glad hand lock on it, but it's in a secure area, so it's fine. And because I just wanted to bobtail up to the Flying J here on Ennis Island, which is a terrible place, to be honest with you. It's not that the place is really terrible, it's Vancouver in general just has nothing for truck stops. And Vancouver, the lower mainland area, not Fraser Valley, but the lower mainland, they need a desperate super truck stop that can park at least 800 trucks. And I kid you not, there is nowhere. I was talking to a couple other drivers that are from out of town, and they just said this is the worst possible place they've ever been, because there's nowhere to park a truck. Well, there may be some places you can park in the industrial section, but no access to a bathroom or a shower or food. So we really have it bad out here in Vancouver, and they really need to put together a really decent truck stop out here. That's one of the reasons why I like driving in the US. There's so many options in the US. There's a truck stop every 20 minutes when you're driving down the interstates. So once we find out what's going on in the morning, we'll be on our way and to Kent, Washington, probably to do a delivery on Tuesday morning, and I'll head down probably tomorrow night at around 6 o'clock, around dinner time. I'll probably leave and get into Seattle about 9 o'clock. I just don't want to mess with the traffic, and the drive is going to be a lot more pleasant. So that's kind of what's going on, but we are set. Our truck is done here, and as you can see, I'm watching my favorite series. I absolutely love watching MASH. Oops, I don't know what happened there. But this is one of the series that I absolutely adore. Always gives me a good laugh. And it looks great on a TV like of that size. And it only cost me, I think, 250 bucks for that TV, so that was a good investment. So, and I also am really happy. I've got everything set up on my dash, and in the Freightliner, I had wires everywhere. And now that I have everything set up now, because there's so many places to plug USB ports into and cigarette lighter ports, it's a really nicely designed truck. It doesn't look cluttered at all, and I'm very, very happy with it. So that's what we have for you, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow when hopefully we'll be heading out and doing, heading out to Kent, Washington to do our load, or to deliver our load rather. We're still out in Delta waiting for this load to clear, but I wouldn't be going anywhere anyway right now, as I was telling you before. Not until I get the clearance, and then I'll probably leave just before, right around dinner time, around 6 o'clock. The border traffic will be minimal, as well as the traffic going up the I-5 towards Kent. So, yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. We're just waiting it out. I was trying to find a truck washout here. It's just really, really bad how it's so truck unfriendly around in Vancouver. It's terrible. I was parked at the Flying J last night, and the one on Ennis Island that houses what, maybe 4 regular trucks and several bobtails if you shove them anywhere. And a lot of the drivers are they just cannot believe how bad it is for parking out here. They really seriously need a big truck stop in the Vancouver area. So, yeah, I had some interesting conversations yesterday, but I'm really eager to get going here. I've already completed a full reset now. But you know what? It's okay. I don't mind sitting for a little extra longer. It gave me an opportunity to set my truck up, get it going, give it a nice clean, get everything nicely organized. So I'm quite happy the way it looks, and got all my antennas, my satellite radio antenna mounted. Yeah, so we're ready. We're ready to go. Okay, looks like we're ready to go. It's been a long wait. But like I said previously, lots of stuff had to get done. So now that that's all said and done, we're moving. Beautiful day out here. Man, just a gorgeous day out here. I literally walked all the way up the street, all the way back around near Derwent Avenue. Yeah, I put a lot of miles on my running shoes. Did I ever? So we're all ready, happily ready to go. And I decided to wait until now. It's 3:22 Vancouver time.
because this is the time where the scale is closed. And it's not that I'm trying to avoid the scale. Well, I guess I am, simply because it's always a cluster muck when you go through there. It's just always a nightmare trying to get through that scale. You gotta come off the bridge and then go to the scale and then fight to get back down. It's a crazy place for a scale. And but usually they close up about 3 o'clock. Just in time for the because of rush hour and everything. So I will say this though, driving this truck is really a huge difference from the Freightliner. The Freightliner is a lot bumpier. It's just it's a louder engine. It's just yeah, it's just very noisy. Oh my, look at this lineup. Yeah, there's a train track up here. That's why there's a lineup here. Whew. Yeah, so anyway, the truck drives beautifully. It's sometimes you feel like you're on a magic carpet. It's just very smooth. Vibrates a little bit, but you're gonna expect that. I mean, you've got a big engine in here. I've got 16 gears. It's a 16 gear automatic. It's got a low setting. It's got 2 reverse gears, I do believe. Just a very nice truck. The last one I drove that was similar to this was a Volvo, and it was nice, but this one I think drives smoother and better. It also has a really nice turning radius on it, and yeah, very happy with it. Very happy with it. We have made it to the border, and usually this place is really busy, and I don't think I've come here at this time before, so we'll find out how this works. Hopefully it's not too busy today. I don't think it will be though. And if I had a fast card, I'd be able to take the right lane, and I will have one of those soon. Just have to apply for one. Okay, made it through customs, no issues. Very busy on this side. Not so much on the other side, but this is a good time of day to come through. There was no wait at all. I'm gonna remember that if I have to do this again. So once I get up to, I'm either going to stop at the Flying J to get fuel while I'm on my way, or hit a rest area for about an hour. all done here. So we topped up our fuel, and this truck again is really amazing in a sense of the fuel economy. I filled up in Calgary. Look at all this blindside parking here. The place is terrible. Wow. I don't think there's any spots around here you can park now. All blindside parking on the right there. Gee. Now, never want to try to park in here. Anyway, where was I going with this? Fuel economy for this truck is really good. Try to find out what's swinging around back there. It's my TV. That's why it's on bungee cords. I think I was doing 7.9 gallons a mile or something. Really good. Good morning, my friends. We're just about ready to start unloading here. I guess they're waiting for a crew to show up. And I'm not entirely sure. I think this big thing here that we see going by us here, this guy's going to be unloading our windows into that, I believe. I think anyway. Not sure where he's taking it. But unless they're going to have me maneuver closer to it, I'm not entirely sure what they're going to do. But I guess what they do is they'll load all the windows in there. I don't know if they're going to get them all in there. Oh, there must be 2 of them. And then I guess they take those, to take the crane over there, and they lift it up. That's what they do. I guess it's a lot easier than having to bring everything up the stairs. Yesterday, while I was waiting on Annacis Island, just for my for the paperwork and everything to clear through customs, there was a little bit of time on my hands, so I decided, hey, why not just take a walk? And I was very fortunate to find a safety store that had safety vests, safety boots, and hard hats. And knowing this was going to be a construction site, I didn't have a hard hat, and I thought, I got to get a hard hat. I can't show up on the site without a hard hat. That is not going to make the company look good if I'm unprepared. So fortunately, I was able to find one, and I actually found one with our company colors. Isn't that funny, eh? Because the company logo was green, and this is also my daughter's favorite color. And also, somebody had asked me a comment recently on one of my videos if there's an update on my daughter's investigation on her case, and no, the police have said nothing to me for almost 2 years. They've given me zero information, so I've left a lot. I've given up on a lot of hope that this guy's going to get caught. So when you don't hear any information from the police for almost 2 years, July it'll be 2 years. You lose all your hope. And the only hope that I have now is that the individual that did this, or the individuals that did this, they will face God, and they can't run. They can run from the police and pretend nothing ever happened, but they cannot run from the eternal judgment that God is going to give these gentlemen, or this gentleman. And I really do hope that the police get this guy where he at least has an opportunity to repent of his ways if he has still a heart left. Anyway, I didn't want to go into that, but someone did ask me something about that. All I need now is a team sticker. Wouldn't that be nice, eh? I don't know if they have any. And the gentleman that was going to be putting this thing over here, he's left with it, so I don't know what's going on. So I am just waiting for, they apparently have a crew that are going to be showing up here to unload me, and then we'll be on our way to our next place. I went on Google Earth last night while I had some time to look up this other place where I'm doing my pickup after this, and it looks pretty tight getting into there, but what else is new, right? But I will phone them ahead of time before I come down and get some basic instructions to make sure what they might want me to do. It looks really, really super tight in there. I don't know how they maneuver trucks around in that lot where I was looking at. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, they got the trailers in there. Maybe it just looks worse from an aerial point of view, but anyway. Okay, so we're just kind of waiting it out here. Once these guys show up, and before I open my doors and I can start my pre-trip, I'm not going to do it now because I'm not doing anything, and I'm not going to start my clock if I don't need to, right? So they've opened up this gate up here, and they're going to let me come through there. Big complex, eh, now that you can see it. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, lots of traffic here. My goodness, but this is what happens when this time of the day. Oh boy, that's going to be a tight corner. It's a story of my life, isn't it? That gonna be all right? You think so? I don't know. It's gonna end up there. If that car wasn't next to me there, I'd be able to make that. That might help. I always lock it, even though it was sealed. Having two locks is better than one. I always have my spare truck key, my spare lock key, my glad hand key in my pocket, just in case I lock my keys in the truck. Some like to have them in certain places under the dash or under the hood. I don't like that because that's the first place someone's going to look to see if you have a spare set of keys. They're going to look under your hood. My lock goes there. That's my glad hand lock there. Very handy. Go
check our load to make sure everything is secure. I think. Well, 100 pieces anyway. That might be including the screens, because there's some screens as well.
That one is the screens.
These are screens. So there's some doors back there probably.
Maybe.
And those are screens too. But there's 100 pieces in total.
All kinds of pieces in it.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Well, the good old days of climbing into a dumpster.
No, I wasn't dumpster climbing, but I need a box for the straps because there's going to be a lot of them and I don't want them getting in the way.
Okay, right here. Under room, it says W3RH phase 1.
Okay, so they say W phase 1. They say phase 1, but they don't say the apartment number.
No, they're not going to say the apartment number. They're going to say right hand or left hand.
Right here, room.
Yes, W3RH is right hand phase 1. So,
Technology nowadays, that guy down there, he's controlling that with a remote control. So I guess they're going to do this whole complex, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's phase 2 over there with all that grass.
Yeah.
So that's another one of these buildings, and then there's the small buildings. I think there's like 8 more of those over there. There's like 13 of them.
What was your name?
Chris.
Chris? I'm Ray. Nice to meet you.
Right?
Oh, so you've said you've always wanted to drive?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind driving. Yeah. I've driven trucks, but never as a job.
Well, I don't know if it's going to I don't know if it'll pay as good as this. I mean, well, your brother probably knows, but I think you average around 5,000 or 6,000 a month, which is not bad if you're a single guy.
That's what I'm making.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not making quite 5, under 5. Well, I'm just currently looking right now to see how much room I'm gonna have here. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get out of here. I think I could probably back up over there, drive up here, take it really, really wide, and I should be able to get out of here without hitting that fence. Yeah, I never like to do these things without looking first. Again, I don't like to get myself into trouble. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to pull this truck right up to here and get it as close to the building as I can, so when I back it up, I can jackknife it. Right around where that white car is over there, and then I gotta back it up just behind those plants. So, but because I have to do that, trying to make sure there's no nails I'm going to drive on, end up with a flat tire. There's a lot of nails here. Last thing I want is a flat tire. Yeah, there's a lot of nails. Yeah. Well, it seems to look okay right now. I can't grab every single nail. I'll be sitting here for 3 days trying to pick up all these nails. They're everywhere. I can just hope that I don't end up with a flat. But the whole objective is to get my trailer tires right here, right in that spot right there. Back it up, and then I can just jackknife it. And I should be able to. Those 2 trucks over there are going to get moved, and that's why that part's being blocked off. I asked them to block that off so I could have a way out of here, because it's lunchtime right now and these guys are going to come back, and then I'm really going to be fighting to get around there. So I got it worked out. Should be done. Pretty simple. Yeah. Okay, I'm finally finished with my delivery. Wow, 134. That's a lot of waiting time, but fortunately we'll be paid for that, so I'm okay with that. So we're on our way over to this other location where we have 3 pickups. And one in Kent here, and we have another one in Marysville and one in Yakima. Now looking forward to the one in Marysville, because that's going right into the heart of Bellevue and everything, and I'm going to get stuck in rush hour. I just know it. It's going to be a little bit on the slow side, man, today. But anyway, that's all a part of the game, right? So this is a little bit more of an inside view of Kent, Washington. Oh man, am I ever dehydrated. Oh. I just finished sweeping out the trailer. I worked up a pretty good sweat doing that. So it's $3.14 a gallon out here. Wow, I wish our gas prices in Canada were that low. Oh my gosh. $1.60 a liter. In Vancouver. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's almost $6 a gallon. There were no signs clearly telling you were shipping and receiving this. Fortunately, there was a guy over here having a cigarette, and he says, I gotta go over that way. And I'm like, shouldn't they have a sign or something telling us where the driver should go? There's no visible signs here anywhere telling you where the shipping and receiving is. Like, how am I to know to go this way? Now, is this where it is? And if so, where do you park? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna wing it. I guess it's gonna be somewhere around here. Please tell me. See, every door says authorized personnel. I don't see the shipping and receiving anywhere. This is crazy stuff, man. Okay. I'm just gonna go ask somebody else having a cigarette. Well, I guess that's the place over on the left. I wonder if there's even any parking in here. I got a really uncomfortable feeling about this. It's going to be a blindside parking or something. That seems to be the name of the game.
Oh, maybe not. I see some parking stalls over there. Maybe I'm going to be fortunate. Yeah, looks like there's a few spots there. Good. I wonder if I should go in that way. No. Yeah, this looks like good. Hopefully get some parking in here. Bit of a wet one out here in Kent. Just about ready to leave here. Already finished my pre-trip this morning. I just wanted to open up with a very quick prayer. If you'd like to join me. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you, Lord, for this job. Thank you, Lord, for this company. Lord, I ask that you would bless teams, prosper them with good business, that you would protect their drivers, and of course their administration. Lord, I ask you would also protect all the other drivers on the road today, the animals on the road, those that are close to our hearts. And dear Lord, I pray that you would keep me safe on the highway, and that everything that I would say, do, and think today bring you glory. And would you also bless those that are close to my heart, like my family, my girl, and of course my precious YouTubers. I pray this in Yeshua's name, amen. There you go. So I'm not sure what the traffic is going to be like, but I can only imagine. It's going to be probably quite busy. I'm super light. I don't have much for weight on me. Which way is this? The fridge just opened up on me. Why did that happen? Can't be going down the road with that thing. There you go. All right. How much fun is it going to be to cross this street? Got to make a left here. Yeah. Ooh, this is going to be fun. I can see it now. Oh, I see a little break up there, maybe. Yeah, this truck stop here, they charge you $25 a night here. Not exactly what I wanted to see, but I was really happy to hear that my dispatch told me that the company will cover that. So that was very, very nice to hear. Because $25 American, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get out of here. Maybe I should just go around the block. You know what? I think I'm gonna. There's no way I can even turn left here. Oh, maybe I can get out here. Ooh, make a run for it, Ray. Now, a lot of companies won't cover your parking at places and that. So I was really, really happy to hear that. It's very class act by the company. Okay. So after we pick up at this place in Marysville, we will be heading back to Calgary because we were supposed to stop in Yakima, but the person that put this load on here, they used a little more than they should have. So, yeah. I love it when I beat the alarm clock. Yes, I do. And the traffic is getting heavy. I'm going to get stuck in the middle of it. I know it. But, oh well. There's nothing you can do. This is Seattle. This is Seattle. Rush hour traffic. And it's a bit gloomy out here. This is like Vancouver weather. This is what it feels like, eh? The traffic hasn't been all that bad. We're just making our way through Bellevue right now, and there was a little bit of gridlock, but I think I left at the right time. We seem to be doing okay. One thing I did notice though, most people will think the inside lanes are the fastest ones when you're stuck in rush hour, but it really isn't. I've been on the outside lane where all the cars end up merging. Yeah, you end up slowing down, but then everybody tries to fight to get to the middle lanes because they think they're faster, and a lot of them want to get over to the carpool lane. So I find that this particular lane flows a whole lot faster than most lanes. And it's going to make me look foolish now. These guys are almost going to go stop here. Like, what are they doing? Yeah. Normally it does. In most cases it does. But this is one of the exits, I believe, into Bellevue. Over here, obviously, city center, and you know, there's a lot of these places out here. I'd love to take a car on a weekend when it's not busy and visit some of the towns in Washington. Some of them are actually quite nice. Spokane is one I want to see. It's a nice little city, and Mount Vernon is another nice one. There's a lot of places, especially near the Vancouver border. One of these days I'll have an opportunity. One of these days. So we shouldn't be too far away from this place that we need to go to. And I was going to end up going through Kingsgate border crossing, but I'm so close to the Surrey border crossing, they're probably going to end up just sending me here, so which I have no issue with that because that's going to help me to avoid a lot of traffic. This looks a little different than what's on the map. Okay, there's a roundabout here. Oh boy. Okay. What am I looking for? 6026. Oh boy, this is not going to look like it's going to be fun. You're not, wow, that person's brave. You got a big truck coming through there. Not very smart. nice little obstacle course coming through here. Oh, I see they got another roundabout up here. Yeah. I really do hope it's sending me to the right place, because this doesn't look very friendly. It's supposed to be right here. I better be there. Ay, 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 ay. That's gotta be in here. 6026. Then you gotta figure out which is the entrance, right? 6026. There she is. But which is the entrance, though? Well, there's one way in there. I'm really hoping that this is the one here. Not a lot of room, as usual. Oh, I'm glad I didn't go that way. Oh, yeah, that was the entrance way for vehicles, or should I say vehicles. Okay, this is going to be one of the loading docks. We got to find the shipping office, which is probably, I'm going to have to hunt for it like you always do, but at least we found it. Well, good morning. Running a little late this morning. I slept in a little bit longer than I should have. I guess I really must have needed it because I didn't hear the alarm clock. Oh well, I guess we're entitled to that once in a while. Just making our way through Kicking Horse Canyon. So we got about just under 3 hours to go before we get to Calgary. Had a good rest. Woke up to the ravens calling. Honk, 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 honk. I told them I'll get you on the way back. I got some peanuts for you if I see you on the way back. I don't know where I'm going to be after Calgary. I'm guessing I'm going to be heading south. But beautiful morning this morning. A little bit on the cool side, but I don't mind that when you wake up. It's a nice, refreshing feeling. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to waking up and feeling the weather of California in the near future, hopefully. Yeah. So we only have about, probably another couple weeks until we start really seeing some really nice weather kick in. Out here anyway, but I won't be out here, probably. We've got down south. With this light load, I've been very fortunate. I haven't had to deal with very many strong winds, but you know what? We still have not made our way into Calgary yet, and usually when you're leaving Canmore, that's where the bad weather, the windy weather, the gusts kick in, so we'll see what happens there. Yeah, might want to stay in your own lane there, buddy.